thank first of all, KTN News for having located me at my office at Tomboy Labour College. And the purpose of this press briefing is based on the announcement that was made yesterday by the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, who has accepted to be our Kenya's candidate at the African Union leadership. On behalf of myself and on behalf of my colleagues, friends, and workers of this country, I want to thank the announcement, and I want also to thank the government of Kenya under the leadership of President William Samoei Ruto, which has made it possible for the former Prime Minister to contest and run for the continental highest position in Africa. And I know for sure Raila Odinga is up to the task. He can do the job. He has been tested. He understands the political, social, and economic dynamics of our country. He understands our boundaries. He understands our political differences from different nationalities and from different nations under our continent of Africa. And I'm sure he will be able to settle a lot of problems facing this continent. One of the worst areas on our continent right now is in Congo DRC, where people have got to agree and make sure, because Congo is close to us, if there is a problem there, it affects us. The other place is to make sure that we have political stability in Somalia and also in Ethiopia. When our neighbors are happy, Kenya, we are safe. When they have problems, Kenya, we have a big problem. And I'm sure Raila Odinga will be able to do a good job. And this is what we were hoping for. And therefore, I want to thank most sincerely the government of Kenya, which will front Raila Odinga as a candidate in Addis Ababa. His announcement, I'm sure, so many people have called me supporting it. Those who know him very well that he can be able to do a good job have been calling me, and I've said that's why I'm prompted to issue this statement to tell Kenyans that we support it, we are behind him, and we are behind the government's initiative to make sure that they roll out a campaign flood to make sure that Raila assumes the continental leadership without any hinge or without any hesitation. He's a capable person. He is a person that people admire. He understands at one time he had to go to Ivory Coast to make sure that there was peace in that country when he was in charge of continental projects under African Union. I, being a member of the African, of Labour and Social Affairs Commission of African Union, I'm happy because he will be my boss at the African Union, and where my organization of African Trade Union Unity is affiliated. And it will be easier for me to move to his office and communicate and strengthen the continental labor movement under the leadership of Raila Odinga at Addis Ababa, and as a man who will be in charge of the African Union. We support it. It is far much better than doing local politics, which he has done for so many years, and he will continue doing it. That does not deter him after his term coming back and advising or taking part in our own national politics. But that place, he will be useful for us in terms of infrastructure, in terms of funding Kenya's programs, in terms of strengthening our civil service in Kenya, and in terms of making sure that other areas of our needs are internationalized through his office in Addis Ababa. So some of us who have been in international circles, who have international jobs, who have international positions, we know that we will be safe with him at Addis Ababa. And I want to support, once again, I want to support His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto, who has made it possible for him to announce his candidature. Otherwise, without the support of your national government, it cannot be easy for you to run for that particular coveted position of taking continental mandate and leadership at this time. I know if there will be anybody else, I know his capability and his fame and his friends, some of them who are sitting presidents on this continent. If somebody fight against Raila, will not be able to defeat him. He will be unanimously, if not by contesting and by other related contestations, he will be, I'm sure, he will be unanimously elected in that particular position of our need. I say so because, and I repeat, the Organization of the African Trade Union Unity is African Union's agency, is part of the agencies of the African Union, and that is the organization that I lead. So in my capacity as the president of Organization of African Trade Union Unity, I speak for 54 African countries. I want to assure Raila Amolo Odinga of our unreservedly support in that particular position he's vying for. I want to thank the Kenya government for having decided to back him and to make each and everything possible for him in Addis Ababa, and to make sure that the ongoing campaign is going on smooth. And I want also to thank the retired president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, who has also thrown his weight behind Raila. He's an influential African elder. He's an influential person on this continent, and I know he will do everything possible to make sure that we receive Raila Amolo Odinga at Jomo Kenyatta Airport as a continental leader who will be able to who will be in charge of all issues concerning this continent, more so the economic development of our continent and financial arrangements, international financial arrangements that Dr. William Samoei Ruto has been talking about all the time in international forums, that the international financial systems need some reorganization to fit into what our continent requires. And that is indeed, it is true. For example, I said that the devaluation of Kenya's shilling did not match, did not reflect the economic activities on the ground. And that was the truth. It should go back down where it was, because we have huge untapped and unmonitored investments in our informal sector. Our informal sector drives economically the formal sector. So there is no need of devaluing Kenya's shilling. There is no need of hiking or decorating Kenya wrongly and putting us in a place where people are crying on a daily basis because of cost of living, which we can tame by making sure that there are no more devaluations of our shilling. We strengthen our shilling, and that can be easily done by our central bank and our treasury ministry to make sure that our shilling is firm. And with Raila at the helm, together with President William Samoei Ruto, it will be easier, more easier to see our economy growing faster and attracting more both direct and indirect investment in this country. So we support the candidature of Raila Amolo Odinga at the helm of our continent. And as an influential person with a lot of friends from north to south, we will be able to make a lot of changes that will be felt internationally up to the United Nations with his leadership on the continent. He understands our problems socially, economically, and politically. And those differences that most of which are facing our people, I'm sure he will be able to resolve them. And even those ones that are outside, like between Russia and Ukraine, he will be able to immensely contribute under the banner of the African Union. Equally, the problems in Gaza, he will be able also to assist in negotiations to make sure that there is peace in that area of Middle East and there is peace in the world. So this is a viable, a right candidate, and I want to thank the government of Kenya. I want to thank the leadership of President William Samoei Ruto to have decided to throw his weight behind Raila Odinga. This will bring not only peace in this country, but peace on the continent of Africa. And peace on the continent of Africa is a global peace that the world requires. So those people who understands global peace, global politics, and who understands global economy, as we gear towards entering into digital economy, would be happy to support Raila Odinga.
Right, of course, that is COTU Secretary General.